Come on. A little bit of rock out.
Sippin with Serpents. Everybody, episode 24. We got Joe Fisherman backstage.
Come on.
Fisherman. How you doing tonight, Justin?
I'm doing good. You already know.
You drinking? You sipping?
I'm sipping. You know, I'm sipping.
I'm glad to see the clown is no longer with us. He's put up for a year, hopefully.
Yeah, he's put up for a year. You know. I was having fun with that shit last night. I had a good time.
That was fun, bro. You won. Y'all won the contest, bro. Like y'all are. That was the shit. And her red contacts were crazy, bro. That shit was crazy. I got me a new beer talking about bright red. I got a blood orange beer. It's from Goat Island. It's pretty. I mean, like I was saying earlier, backstage, it's an acquired taste. I mean, it's not something that you're gonna buy, and a lot of people are gonna like it. I'll put it to you that way, but I like it. I think it's a kind of like a sour beer.
Sounds like I would like it.
You would probably like it. I think you would like it.
Yeah, maybe.
You like that fruity stuff?
Oh yeah.
Speaking of that, shout out to Gaps for hooking me up with the cocoa needs. They can hook you up too if you use TRIP5 at checkout for 5% off. Give it a try. The QR code's right up there in the corner. I mean, 5% off of like a small bag to try it out. I mean, why not, right?
Why not?
Why not? Like I said, the QR code's up there. And without further ado, I guess we'll go ahead and bring out Mr. Joe, the Fisherman.
What's going on?
What's up, buddy? There you go. You like that?
Little dog, you know.
Hell yeah. Good to have you on. I've been super excited about this for like a couple weeks now.
Yeah, man. I always love gabbing about photography. It's always a good time.
Yeah, man. And if people didn't know tonight, if you didn't read the description, we're going to be talking about, tricks and tips and ways to market your animals through Morph Market. Because let's be honest, and platforms like that, because everything is so visual with a picture. I mean, that is really literally how you sell it. You can have the craziest description about it and, talk about it till you're blue in the face. But if you don't have that really good picture, they're not just going to keep strolling. So we're going to talk about that. We're going to talk about the difference between oversaturating or over editing, I guess, a picture opposed to not, and trying to keep it as natural as possible. But those little tricks to help you make it that much better and not go crazy with it, essentially. And then we're going to talk about the pictures that you want to hang on the wall that you want to do that to, and you want to make them look insanely just crazy, popping out at you, right? So there's a big difference in that. Talk about tools that he uses to do it, lighting, camera, action. So
come on,
be awesome. I'm excited. I made the appointment, I guess, for this podcast. While I had hernia surgery, I was taking a bunch of pain pills and whatnot, and I had like 2 or 3 people lined up, and I was like, I had to go back the next day and look and make sure the first person I told got it, and then go accordingly. So I appreciate you working with me on that, Joe.
No problem, man. No problem.
Come on.
So I guess we'll run through this chat really quick. The Chizzy at.
Let me take it. I got you, homie. I got you.
Thank you, baby.
Got Sean with the Big Homies channel.
What's up, bud? Thanks for coming out.
Oh, shoot. I almost forgot. I better do this quick.
So you don't forget?
I'm under duress.
What's up, Nick? From your girl.
Oh, yeah. he told me backstage he had some things that he had to do and say. So y'all never know. Double dipper. Well, he knows.
Double dipping. Look, double dipping. You got sky's the limit. Let's go.
Hell yeah! Thanks for tuning in. You are blue now.
Come on, Duval. What up, Duval?
Big Mike.
Yep. Another homie.
Icky Foster.
Got the Foster.
What's up?
One of the coolest guys, man. He supports all the channels. So awesome.
There you go.
Sure.
Definitely a good supporter. Got Will. What's up, Will? Got Shauna. What's up, Shauna?
What's up, Shauna and Will? How are y'all tonight? Oh,
Got
she throwed it up for me already, baby. I'm doing it. I'm doing it.
The zombie. Had fun last night, Vance. Come on.
Oh, hell yeah, bro. Y'all need to go catch that.
Hell yeah.
And his Thunderdome today was really good. I really enjoyed it.
Mhm.
Oh, Only Balls will be on the Sippin Show next Saturday. He is a fucking hoot. You do
Nice.
not want to miss that.
Come on.
Great guy. Funny ass dude, man.
Got
What's
the
up,
two.
Ken?
Got the 2G.
Good to see you, buddy. You're doing good in your little football thing, man. I'm telling you what. He talks a lot of shit, but he can back it up, I guess. That's how I mean.
There's Nick's girl.
Yes.
Hey,
Sack me.
cat. Hey, Kitty Cat. And we're going to
Right.
talk later about the show that he does, that Joe actually does with Cat
Hell
and the
yeah.
big homies.
That's my boss. That's the boss.
He's just
Hey,
about.
If anybody
I ain't even
knows,
playing
believe
around
me.
like that.
Damn, Bray, that icon or picture looked cool.
Yeah, dude.
What up, Rhonda?
Got a sweet little mask on there. That's pretty dope.
Mhm.
What's up,
That's
Ron?
the tarantula fairy right there. Do you follow Rhonda,
I
Joe?
do not.
You
No,
need
I don't
to
know
after
Rhonda.
this.
I feel
Dude,
like I need to now.
She's a wealth of knowledge about tarantulas, man.
For sure.
Yeah.
What up, Chris Walker? What's
What up,
up?
Chris?
I wish I had a light. I got to get a lightsaber if he's going to start coming around more. I got to get out of storage. Whoa.
Sammy,
what's up? 2%er.
2%. Got Jesse. What's up,
Hey,
Jesse?
girl. Hey,
What's up,
girl.
Jesse?
Got Platinum. Come on.
Platinum, what's up? I'm going to DM him later. I got a question.
There's Ari. I knew Ari would be
Yeah,
in there.
Ari and Jesse
Ari.
they're the people that sending me the Versacolor next week.
Oh,
Yeah.
I love that, dude.
And everybody actually go to Arachnids Anonymous on what is it, US or USA on YouTube.
What up, John?
What up, John?
John.
Because I'm gonna do a live unboxing, dual camera action of my face and the spider at the
So I
same
got
time.
Got everybody. You good?
First time ever holding a spider, people. You got everybody?
Well, yeah, we got everybody. We good.
What's
I'll
up,
make
Sean?
this-
A big shout out, man. Tell Chris we're saying what's up. Tell him keep doing better.
Come on.
Hell yeah. For sure. Well, hell yeah, man. Well, Joe, why don't you tell everybody like what you're about, man, and where you're located, you know?
So up here in Michigan, we've been doing reptile photos probably for the past, like I think 3.5, 4 years now. Started out at Reptile Expo, right? And literally started out with just a camera and a couple lenses, and now we got a whole mobile studio. We go and do reptile expos with. They hire us to come take photos, you know, do like some promo videos and stuff like that. We're not real good at the videos yet. Still kind of figuring that out. But the photo thing, we have a lot of good times with. You know, learn a lot about the animals because you see like everything at a show. I figured out that after about almost 4 years or so of doing this, I've handled more animals sometimes than a lot of breeders have, because you know, once you get kind of popular to show, all of a sudden everybody's bringing them to you because the show pays you to take photos of them, right? So people now get this opportunity to come and get free photos. So it's a pretty good gig for everybody.
Come
And
on.
I can see all kinds of cool stuff and learn a ton.
Cheers, Kurt.
When I started out, you know, there's a lot of stuff I liked, didn't like, and it's funny after 4 years of handling everything, how my tastes have changed.
Right.
Like I started out and I'm like, oh, tarantulas are all right. Like, you know, they're cool, but why would anybody want one, right? Like, why would you want one? And all of a sudden
That's
I got like,
the stage I'm at right now. I mean, yeah, I got one coming, but it's really for my kid, and I made a bet online, so I have to do it, really. But I'm that guy. I'm like, man, they look cool, but like you said, who the hell wants that thing? Who would want something like that, you know? But people do.
well, you know, the funny part is after being around them and like I understood their body language, right? And then, you know, learning from experts in the field, you know, you figure it out and you're like, oh, they're not mad. They're not scary. You know, they're pretty cool. And then all of a sudden I had one try to like run off my table and I didn't want it to fall down. So I put my hand out and it stops, right? It stops right in my hand. I'm like, fuck, I've never held one like this before. And so then I'm like, you're holding still, and I'm sliding it in there while I'm trying to hold my camera up and getting a photo of this thing in my hand. I'm like, all right. and that kind of action started happening, and I find out that the tarantulas actually chill out in my hand and relax my hand. I'm like, dude, that's pretty cool, man. All right. And you start learning, like, if they're kicking hairs, when they're raising their abdomen up, if they're stretching up, their whole body language when they're unhappy versus just chilling.
So you pretty much really learn their whole body language by dealing with them that way,
In the worst possible environment, right? You're at a show,
Right.
Yeah.
watch there are all stressed out. You got shook up. You've gone through different temperature changes, and anybody that's ever done an expo, yeah,
So, bro.
people don't poke the lids, right? They don't shake them. They don't bang on those lids.
Right. And then here you over here flashing a light at it, and you're like, what the fuck?
Like this, right? All of a sudden, you're in this dark little cave like this. Bam, bam.
Yep.
Yep.
Like,
so they're a little upset. I'm like, it's cool. I get it.
Well, that's what I tell people. They're like, the spider don't like to have that bright light shine on it. I'm like, well, fuck, I don't like having. It's like when the cops pull you over after you had a couple beers and they got that bright light in your face, and you're like, man, I don't like this. I don't know anybody that likes that or anything.
Right. Some tarantulas don't care as much as others, right? Some do, some don't. It's really funny. Like, a lot of the arboreals really hate it. Some don't, though. And I got a lot of terrestrial ones that wander more that hate it even more, and some that don't give a crap. So it's just
so you're basically a spider dude more than anything. Like, that's what you keep more of, spiders.
Yeah. I really didn't keep a lot until this year, and then I bought a couple. Then all of a sudden, like, the floodgates open, and the reptile community is just amazing. There's some dark parts. There's some drama in there, but as a whole, I think it's a pretty good community. And I don't know, man, I'd won some good grace with people, and all of a sudden people are coming up like, here's a sling, and like giving me these little gifts. And now I'm up to 12, because after I got a few of those, it was like, well, now I want some bigger ones. So then I start, buying one here, buying one there. And, like Pokemon, you want to collect them all. Which is funny. My favorite type are what they call the Pokies, oh man, cat's going to murder me. Poecilotheria, which is like your Goody Sapphire, and all your Indian ornamentals, all those ornamental ones.
Yep.
So,
Hell yeah.
So you take pictures, you said at Reptile Expos. Obviously, you don't just do spiders. So and I've seen Sky's the Limit said getting pics of their animals at the show from you meant a lot, because I know they turned out really good. I mean, me and Justin both have pictures from you that you took the pictures, and it's fucking amazing. So I would be happy as hell too. That's awesome.
A lot of it you just learn to work with the animals. And we did a certain special friend of yours and I did our first little podcast together the other night, and that was something we talked about. And I showed him, like, you got a certain amount of time with an animal to get a photo. They're going to hold still. They're going to give you that shot. You take it, and then you put them back, and you let them go. You say, that's it. You're done.
So basically, you're saying you need to have every fucking thing set up, ready to go. Maybe put a test ball python there and see if the lighting looks okay. And then the one that you want the picture of, you got to be able to snap it. Is that what you're saying?
So, and you adjust lighting on the fly, because I use a big light box from there, and you got to up and down it. And like we were talking earlier backstage, adjusting that color temperature, changing from, whitish blue to a warm somewhere in between. And depending on, like, even with ball pythons, right? Somebody brings me up a pied, man, I gotta bring that light down. I gotta make a choice. Do I want to nail that white perfect and then try to fix the dark spots on it later, or do I want to nail the dark spots, try to fix the white later, because they're two different colors?
I'm sure pods are a pain in the ass.
Really, absolute worst on ball pythons. Yeah.
So what made you gravitate towards, like, photography? Because you haven't always took pictures of animals, but I mean, in general, what made you want to do it at all?
So a couple of, there's a couple of things. We talked backstage a little bit about how, like, photography is, a dog eat dog world out there right now, because everybody's trying to. It's crazy. Like, everybody's
got a cell phone with a fucking 20 million megapixel camera. You know what I mean? Yeah, I can imagine.
it's tough because everybody wants to make money at it. Everybody wants to do this for a living, and not a lot of people can do it for a living. I can't do it for a living. I'm a
Wiz
maintenance
Cole?
guy full time, but I like it because I grew up as that kid that I was herping before it was a thing, right?
Yeah, for
Before like
sure. Yeah.
I was just that kid when you're out catching frogs and snakes for fun and checking them out and learning about them and getting bit and musked on and all that stuff, right?
Oh yeah, I'm
Figuring out
sure.
salamanders and reading all the Autobahn books and stuff like that.
Oh
And
yeah,
So
I've
then,
always been the
you
kid.
traveled to other countries too and took in some pretty wild pictures, haven't you?
yep.
So how did that come about? How did you get into that position? Because to do that, did you come out of? Was that something that was like offered to you, or is that something you just did out of just to do it, travel and do it yourself? How did
It was
that work?
traveling, doing it myself. No, man, if I actually got hired to go out of country to do photos, man, I would have a hat made of that. I'd be getting a Super Bowl ring. Like,
Bro, yeah, no doubt, no
not a
doubt.
lot
But
of
I
people get
mean,
paid to do that stuff, man.
well,
That
and the
would
reason, well, the
Tell
reason I ask is because I mean they're gonna see
sitting in my
later.
mansion right now, you know.
Well, these people are gonna see later in the show that some of these pictures that we have prepared to show y'all tonight that he took are fucking like it's magazine quality, wild, crazy fucking pictures, dude. It's not like you're in your basement taking a picture. Like this shit is like some of it's in nature, some of it's not. Like it's just because I reckon some of it's people's collections, maybe sometimes, or like I don't know, dude. They're amazing pictures for real.
So I brought out some of the ones that are like my favorites, right? But I think so people don't get intimidated. Like they're not all bangers, man. They're not. Sometimes I got photos and I remove them after a certain period of time on Instagram because they were good enough. They're just whatever the timing was, at the moment. Like the animal
Well,
was
you ain't
stressed
gonna hit
out
a
and I got
home run.
get,
You're not
you
gonna hit a
know,
home run every time at bat. You know what I'm saying? So,
exactly. And there are some there's some great photographers in the reptile industry. Zach from ZTH Photography does amazing fucking work, man. I mean, it is so good. Don Champlain does some really cool stuff out there. Don Champlain Photography, really like stylistic, heavily edited, but it is so clean. It is so crisp, and how he does it, it's true art.
and
So I mean,
I'll give. I guess the only person that I really know that does a lot of reptile pictures is Tomsky. Jay Tomsky that used to work for the Reptarium. I mean his pictures are really good, and I mean I guess that really depends though. I mean to an extent, anybody can just snap a photo, right? But like to an extent, you do have to have some kind of tech savviness to be able to edit these pictures and stuff. I mean, it's not something that, when I take a picture with my phone of a snake, I try not to edit it at all because I don't want people to be like, well, that snake don't really look like that in real life. I can say, well, it kind of really does. But even then, your picture, your phone or whatever is making that look 10 times better if you have the right lighting and shit,
Well, I had to say too, Joe. Like when you're using like some of those really nice photography pictures too. Like I know my camera, like when you're in a light box and stuff, you got to get that depth good, and you got to get that ISO on like a perfect level too. Like that's one thing I tend to fuck with the most with because I have a Sony A7 triple I. And I have some pretty expensive ass lenses for it too. So that's where where I'm messing with the most is my ISO. I had a buddy I went to school with that went to college for photography and even works for the news station here in town. So he comes over to my house here and there like once every couple months and shit, and we'll fuck around my camera. And he's actually came over and took a lot of my photography pictures of my snakes and shit off my camera and his camera as well. And he's the one that's taught me a lot of shit, which is pretty cool because he works for our local news station. Does all the photography for them. So he's taught me. He was the one that suggested the camera for me to get this and all the lenses to get when I did it.
I mean, we're at a level now, technology wise. Like it's like saying that which one's better, Samsung, Pixel, Apple.
Right?
They're all good.
Yeah, they're all good. They're all good.
You like it's the same thing. Canon, Nikon, Sony. I shoot Olympus and Nikon, so I got two
Nikon's good.
Yeah, I shoot high-end cameras because it makes it easier, right? So if you're a framer, right, you could buy a $50 framing hammer and it would do an amazing job. You spend $200 on a wicked like aluminum or titanium hammer that changes the game, you know? Or you could step up and you could get yourself like the nicest nail gun out there that makes your job way easier.
Way easier, right? Right.
So I chose a very expensive flagship from Nikon. I got a Nikon Z9. That's not for everybody. You don't always need that. But for me, with what I do, you get a little baby Calibra that's moving through that box. That little autofocus, that tracking that it does to keep me spot on, changes the game. That makes me be able to take 10 photos versus 100.
Yep.
It gets them out of the box quicker to be able to calm down. I'm stressing out an animal less. I'm stressing out me less. It's less work when I got to go to edit. So it changed how I do it. Now I can take my $5,500 camera body and take just as good of a photo with one of Nikon's $2,000 bodies.
Yep.
But the difference is how much longer it's going to take me to do that.
Right. Now I was gonna say, like, the ISO, do you mess with that a lot with yours or no?
Not a ton. I find an ISO I want to set at and I stay there. Then what I start messing with is, after
you say about like 32, 35?
Depends on where I'm at, what I'm shooting. Like in a light box, I'm generally at about 1250 with my camera.
Okay.
Because you just can't push enough light on animals sometimes
You
in
can't.
a mobile setup.
You can't.
When I turn on my backlight over here, this guy hanging above there, that's a 300 watt light. And then if you look right about there, I've got about a 100 watt light, and then down below another 100 watt light that I move around. So I mean, that's
what I want. I want one of those. That hanging light you got is fucking bad. You see that last time?
Yeah,
that thing is fucking
light.
sick.
Yeah, so studio lights aren't as expensive as what people think. If you're not going to do it a ton, what you trade off for is longevity, right? So the fan inside there is noisier. It's not going to last. It was only like $120 one. It's a basic unit. Now, if I went to like Godox or some of the other bigger brands, I'd be anywhere from 300 to 600, depending on what I wanted. Now they get little features that are nicer. It's way quieter. Longevity is better. But for me, that gets it done for right now. I don't mind a little extra heat because what I'm shooting enjoys the heat. I'm not shooting people models, I'm not shooting people in mind. So the heat's not bad. The reptiles love it. And, a lot of times I get way better reactions because I hate taking pictures of a cold ball python. It just looks limp and lifeless and, sad. Nobody wants a picture of a sad animal. You want a happy animal. So lighting matters.
Get the activeness, but then that's where you said, you got that good few seconds before they're really worming on you to just take that advantage of it and call it, because then you're just getting frustrated and driving yourself freaking crazy the whole time.
So, and when you talk about photographers, there's a couple different kinds, and to me they break down into two basic types, right? Are you a artistic photographer, or are you an operator, right? When I go to a show, man, I'm more of an operator. I'm like a fancy nicer JC Penney's type of, doing your family photos, right? But I'm doing snakes and tarantulas because, it does get a little bit that way. All right, next in the light box, right? And just for everybody out there, we clean between all the animals. So if anybody's worried about nido or mites or something like that, we clean after every animal. So that takes time too, which also can irritate the animals because now you got to go and wipe it out so it doesn't smell like, cleanser.
Right.
And fumigate the other animals. And there's a lot of weird little ifs, or we've got special acrylic that we put, amphibians on that we only wash with water and soap. So that way they don't absorb any of the chemicals to the skin. Lots of weird little stuff like that.
Yeah, well, just to let everybody know real quick, we are now, I forgot to do it earlier, sorry, but we are now live on Instagram. So if anybody's on Instagram, hop on over to 666 Serpents RWO broadcast on YouTube.
Look at you go.
Yeah. And we got Greg in the house. What's up, Greg? I'm old Greg. And we got Kyle. I want to see Tarantula Mark by the end of the night, Kyle. You need to let him out of his cage. Shauna, thank you, girl. I was a little dumb.
What's up, Shona?
No, I really like that studio light you got hanging. It definitely makes you want to get one and hang one in here for sure.
Oh.
It'd make my life easier 1000%. I mean, I got the little cheap light box with the LED lights that go across, and you wiggle the thing the wrong way, the lights fall, and you're like, fuck this thing.
So many of my lights, because what we're doing here is different.
Right.
Most, like, you go to those some of the guys I talked about, they've got a true studio set up. They're using flash. Flash has got its place. I'm not a big flash fan.
Oh no, I hate
Same.
Flash.
I'm not a big
Dude,
fan.
Flash to me always blinds it and makes it just washed the fuck out. When you use a steady, like I've said, I have this little, it cuts off and then cuts back on, but it's like a hovering light that I can like hover over the animal. Like when I see, like I can tilt that down flat and it can hover, and it's pretty good white light, but it's still, if it's like an albino or something light color, it works really good for dark shit like GHI, blackhead, something dark. But like a albino or like a anything like that, like a really light clown or something, it just, you can't use that. You just have to use the different spectrum light that's on your phone.
Great.
You know what I'm saying? And it does it continuous light. It's not like a flash, but it'll do it, and it looks so fucking good. But
I have to agree right here. That room is badass, Joe, by the way.
It is badass. It looks like a fucking bunker, like he's got a gun safe a couple clicks to the west.
I hate this video camera because this is actually see if I can switch lights here. I don't know why, but I got a ton of lights.
Hey, you're a photographer. I'm sure you have every light that you can have, every spectrum of color. You have ones that have remotes.
So this is actually dark brown in here, and now you can see it as actual dark brown. When I flip the other lights on, those chain lights, I made it to kind of look like we're gonna get some different decor in here, but I wanted to have a jungle theme, right? And we've been building it in, and we actually do this cool little light box over here. I'm gonna click the light on so you can see it.
Oh, hell yeah. See, look at that. Oh, that shit's sweet.
But Joe, correct me if I'm wrong. Doesn't it help to have you have the room dark? Like, doesn't it help if you're going to do an isolated photo? Doesn't the room need to be dark, or does it matter?
It doesn't matter because you can't push enough light. So what I worry about are lights that I can't control. Like any of the sodium lights, metal halide lights, any of that stuff that gives off an old school flicker like fluorescence bother me because they're harder to control. You'll get weird flicker to it. It'll get weird color balance to it. Everything
it'll look like sometimes it'll look like lines in it, like different spectrum colored lines going through the photo, right?
Yep,
it's weird.
That's called banding. Most of your mirrorless stuff have gotten rid of banding for LED lights. But the problem is because they planned everything for LED lights and certain levels of fluorescent that are still out there, all the sodium stuff, all the metal halide, talking those big giant bulbs you see in like old school gymnasiums and stuff or shops.
Right.
Those mess up a photo.
Were they glaring it out? Is that what they're doing?
You'll get what they call color banding, but instead of having like those little bands like that, it's almost like a shade, like a cloud through it of different colors, like a rainbow that got overblown up. And it is a pain in the ass to get rid of. Just sucks.
It's crazy. I never thought about that, but it is. They're like amounting to the most lights now, which are LEDs, compared to like, your older cameras that would go for more, like you said, your sulfur lights or whatever. That's pretty crazy. Think about.
Most countries have started to get rid of all of that stuff, and even in America we have too.
America, where I work, we order from HD Supply because I do maintenance, and you cannot get those light bulbs. The only light bulbs that you can buy now is fucking LEDs.
Yep.
And that's everything. That's fucking regular light fixtures that go in the ceiling, like in a bedroom. They're bulbless. They have that little LED pad that's supposed to last 50 to 100 years or whatever. And it's fucking crazy, man.
Well, I got this old school lamp that would look like it takes like an old sulfur bulb, type deal. but now the bulb for it looks like it's an LED bulb, but it looks like it's like a real old school type bulb.
Well,
But
you
the
can
little
still
things that
find.
go
You're talking
across
about.
are LED. You know,
Yeah,
it's
you're talking about
weird.
those bottle bulbs or whatever you call them. Like, I still find them at Home Depot.
They're
able to,
weird
so.
though. The new one I use, I just put in my one room. It's LED now, and it's fucking. It looks like it's a bottle bulb type deal, but it's fucking LED. You know, it trips
That's
you out.
crazy, dude. I gotta look
Yeah.
at that. That's cool. You could
I'll
probably
send you a
get one
picture
that
of
you can change the colors and all and shit. Like
You can.
probably like, yeah.
You can almost any bulb now. You can get an LED. You can get replica bulbs, and you can get ones that change color. You can get black light ones. It's nuts. Um, that's our next thing is we're gonna get a whole bunch of black lights over there on a big string that I could isolate, so we can do some of the different invertebrates and
Like scorpions and shit like that.
like boas and bigger pythons and stuff. Uh, so we can get the iridescence off them too.
Fuck yeah.
So
Fuck
what do you recommend? Like, is there different species for different spectrum of light? Have you found, or is it? Do you
It's really a lot of it is just coloration, right? Like and like we were talking about before, just changing the. See if it'll let me do it from here. So if you can see how that's changing the
Yeah,
temperature,
you got like cool and warm and
and then in the middle.
yeah.
So with certain ones, like oh man, now I get to talk about the few little morphs I know of in ball pythons. So all
Let's
the ball
hear it.
pythons,
Let's go.
like and I remember certain ones because it does have to do with the light. So anything that's like a cinnamon, right? This orange temperature, nah. I need to go to something with the blue, right? So I
Yeah.
get that darker because that orangish, that warm light is really going to make it look brown.
It cancels it out a lot.
Exactly. Yeah.
It over enhances it to a way that's not real. Like right now, if you look at my beard is not this red. Okay?
Right. Right.
Yes, it is. Shut up. Yes, it is.
More this white that's in it.
Ginger bastard. I can say that, everybody. I can say that. Okay, I'm one of him.
I'm one of. Oh man. But yeah, so when you start doing that, like we talked about the pieds are like there's different pieds, right? So you get that really leucistic white on a pied, and you get that more pink white, that the other style, and then you're coming in with those different pie genes, right? Is it got banana in it, or does it have like envy in it, right? Like is it a darker versus light? The banana pieds I don't mind as much because they're lighter. I can work with those a lot easier. But if you break out like I'm sure you've got one there that's got like really dark markings on it, so I call them the smiley face ones because they always get a nice dark black ring around them, and then they're murder. They're absolute murder. I can do straight dark, I can do straight white, but now all of a sudden you're mixing. So I mean, like you can see me glowing in the dark here, right? So now I mean, put that right next to here in my beard, and you try to take a photo of that and get it to come out right. You can even
That's why, yeah,
bounce off my skin. And that is gonna literally
Have any bananas giving you problems where you got to get those like light purple hue colors that are in there and shit like that?
Bananas aren't a problem. Anyone with a real lavender pop can be tough. So that's where when I do this editing, I want to be true to life. So how much I have to edit it sometimes I have to actually bring the colors out versus sometimes like an OBT, right? I think if you want to pull that picture up, let's see, I don't know if I can do it. Be the super orange one here. See, I can't click it. So
which one is it? Spider? Are you talking about the spider?
Yeah, the orange bitey thing. So that
my bad,
that
Justin.
one looks,
go ahead. Yeah, my bad.
That looks like super orange, right? That color is not pushed at all.
Okay.
That is what they look like. I actually had to dumb down.
That is what they look like. So you dumbed it down, is what you? Okay. My bad. Go.
Yeah. So I actually knocked color down on that because the camera sees more than what we do. And I was telling Nick behind the scenes there earlier that sometimes you have to adjust things, right? Like sometimes that camera will see things, it'll pick up hairs that you don't see. So if you go over, there's a black tarantula, all black, a Brazilian black in there. Gramastola pulchra. I love this girl. She is super awesome. Ooh, Darth Maul.
Which one did you want? You wanted this one?
The Gramisola pulchra, actually.
This
So,
one?
do you notice like the little white hairs on the? I can't point it. Everybody thinks I can point at it. The white hairs on the abdomen and all over it. I actually had to darken that, dumb that down, pull the whites out of it because you can't see that with your naked eye. This thing was jet black. Look how gray it looks, right? Look all the white in it. So that's another one that's hard for me because there's so many white hairs that we can't see with our naked eye that the camera does. So I have to go in there and I have to like blacken it down so it's and bring it closer to normal.
And that's because you said earlier, if correct me if I'm wrong, but didn't you say that's because that's the light reflecting and your camera's picking that up?
So think of it as like a Python iridescence, right? Like under normal light, you can't really see it all that much. You put it under the right light, you see it a ton, right? Like you see in the right sunlight outdoors, and all of a sudden that iridescence on like IMG boas, retics, stuff like that, rainbow boas, all of a sudden, boom, it's right there. But you bring it in like a basic fluorescent light, you don't see it. LEDs are closer to sunlight in a lot of ways. And which, like we talked about earlier, which why you can use them as like grow lights, right? So all of a sudden you're getting this spectrum that is now focusing and you can see it. I think it's actually pretty cool. You get to see stuff that you can't see with the human eye. But if you're trying to do something that looks like what it's supposed to look like, that's a problem. So
I love how it even picked up the shadow underneath. Like that's where I was like very kind.
Now, when you take a picture like that, that's a good point, Justin. It did pick up the shadow. What are you using to like put that on? Like, how are you getting that?
That is a white backdrop, basically. So when we do our light box, I've got vinyl inserts in there, or not vinyl. There's some type of PVC right there, a plastic.
Like a plastic, and then Velcro.
Plastic that comes down in an L. It's part of a whole kit when you buy. There's no such thing as a professional light box, by the way. You buy it off Amazon. Like even when you go to B&H Photo, they don't even have ones as good as Amazon's got.
Really?
Yeah.
That's wild. That's wild.
Nobody wants to do like a mobile studio like that. They usually take like giant rolls and things like that, and they have big areas to work. I'm working off of like an 8-foot table.
Right.
That's plenty for a spider or something.
Exactly.
I guess,
So,
and the thing is, so we talked earlier about like quality, like the different type of quality that you want. So I don't see anything wrong with using something like that as a morph market picture, though. Like. It doesn't seem too over exaggerated as opposed to something like that.
Yep, that is not a morph market photo.
No, that's like a hang on the wall professional photography. Yeah.
If you go between the two, and that's where you go back to what I said, one's an operator photo and one's an artistic photo, right? You don't
like that's an operator, artistic for sure.
Trigger puller versus, and I wanted people to see the beauty of a snake that they find scary, like find some interest in it. Like, it's a puff adder. You don't cuddle it. It's not for holding, but you can still admire the beauty of it and see it like, okay, it's not out to kill me. Don't ban me. Don't shoot me. Don't, you want them to love it a little bit. And so I want to take a photo that makes them go, damn, that's cool. So maybe when they hear like, some people saying they're going to eradicate rattlesnakes down in wherever or something like that, maybe if you take a photo that makes them think, maybe I shouldn't kill all that stuff.
I agree. I mean, it does. It's more captivating this way. You know what I'm saying? As opposed to just on the sand out in the desert somewhere or wherever, like wherever the animal is, just a regular old Facebook photo, But
Let me pull up something here real quick. I just put another one in there. See if you can. It's another Brazilian black going straight on, and this will get my point. So this is a photo I use for people that are scared of tarantulas, right? You take a look at that and you see those big honking fangs. But when you look at it, I tell myself, remember that, for all of us that have been in the right generations, if you had kids or if you grew up, Cars, right? Remember Mater from Cars and he had them uneven teeth? right? And he had them kind of goofy looking eyes. And all of a sudden
That's
you see
all I can see now.
exactly. It's not scary anymore. Now it
You
looks like
can't
a
unsee
puppet.
that.
So, and she is an absolute gem. She just kind of a weirdo. She'd drop her fangs whenever she walked. She'd crawl across you and drag them across your hand. It was still make you pucker a little bit every so often because those are big honking fangs.
Yeah, they are big. So that picture and like something like that is kind of the same. The way you take it, I
Mhm.
guess.
Mhm.
Now, Joe, are you using like Photoshop and shit? What are you using for a program?
I generally use Lightroom.
Lightroom. Okay, Lightroom's cool.
I
Photo.
Photoshop, even though they're made by the same company, they operate very differently. And
Oh, absolutely. Photoshop was like a freaking like
it's
science project for me, bro.
Dude, I know.
I
All my
couldn't
friends
do
used
it.
Photoshop when it came out, and they were making like their face on the president and shit, and it looked so cool. And I could never figure out how the fuck they ever did it, you know?
Dude, it's complicated. It's a lot, bro. It's a lot. I've tried it.
So I
you know,
guess we can run through some more of these pictures we got back here, and then we'll throw our sponsor video up, and then we'll get into how he does it. But I want to know how you get some of these pictures. Like, how do you get that close to that snake? Just zooming in on it?
oh, hold on.
Yeah,
Oh,
that's my question. Because I
Batman's
see
running.
people take pictures right up on gaboons and fucking bushmasters and shit. And I'm like, how are you getting that
That
close?
close, right?
Because if I zoom in, even on a camera, it makes it. Oh, he uses glass or something, a piece of acrylic.
Hell yes.
There you go.
Now, puff adders aren't in the top 40 of most venomous, but you know what? I think they also have the highest kill rate in the world too. And that was an adult puff adder. He was actually super chill. But when it comes to doing that stuff, there's no, hold my beer, my nuts are
I've
this.
seen
Right. There's no hold my beer in that situation.
let's see what it is right there. Hold it up if you don't mind, real quick.
I'm gonna back out here so you can see it.
So you got a hole in it. I've seen them that they have that fit onto cameras, and they're like shields or something.
So, because I'm a cheap ass, I made my own. I know
You
exactly.
built one, yeah.
This is a handhold one. Now I've got one. This is what I use for the bigger stuff.
That's smart. That's
Oh
smart.
yeah, no, you can buy them. Yeah, you can buy them, and they got long
And
handles
see,
and
he made
shit.
a stand for that one. That's genius.
Yeah,
The reason
bro.
is this has got a solid piece of oak on the bottom. It is heavy, so it's not easily knocked over. It's got big honking 4-inch angle on it, so that way it doesn't easily tip over.
All right, serious question though.
That's it.
Even with that plexig or that acrylic in front of you, I'm
Mhm.
sure that's a nerve-wracking deal right there, right?
Yes and no, right? So,
Yeah.
one of the things that we do is like I'm working with somebody that I know when I do that. So there's two of
For
us here,
sure.
the owner of the snake. We've worked together. Andy from Eight Legs, Fangs, and Things.
Cool.
Done a lot of work with really not super safe tarantulas and venomous stuff before. And he's got his snake hooks and a snake grabber. I have mine off to the side here right next to me.
Oh yeah, y'all are well prepared, I imagine.
Everywhere.
Yeah.
When I designed this studio, it was intention built. There's not a crack or a crevice for anything to get into. Um, that door shuts. It's actually got a sweep where I can lock it down. The door itself is lockable. I have a key hanging outside the door with on a hook, so nobody can accidentally walk in. The animals in the house are locked in cages. My dog, she's locked in a cage. Um, I know that 30 minutes away is a level 1 trauma center with anti-venom. Uh, there's no screwing around.
None.
We let the animals sit down here for a good hour or so to chill, right? And every so often I'll come down, turn on a little bit of light, come down, turn on a little bit of light so they can just slowly acclimate, right? And this is in the basement. So it's quieter. Everything on there, the table itself is really thick and solid, so there's less vibrations for the tarantulas or the snakes. There is everything that I could do to make this a safer area for us and the animals. That's what we did. a lot of thought and preventative. And every
Oh,
time
well, yeah, I mean that you have to do that, right? I mean, you're not trying to get bit taking a picture. You know what I'm saying? Like that's
and,
crazy.
and you got to take into account, like, it's not just me. Uh, look what happened to Leibowitz, right? He went and got his ass bit, and all his animals got whacked.
So what's up with that right there? Do all tarantulas have a little hook right there or something? What the fuck is that?
Yep, they all have those. Now, a cat would know this better, or literally anybody else.
Ari and Jesse, if you're in the chat, cat, let us know what's going on.
I can't remember the actual name from, but yeah, the little hook. I think some of them have different shapes. Like the more arboreal ones have more of a hook to them than maybe some of the terrestrial ones, but I'm not 100% sure.
Well, I've seen some tarantulas that have the thing on the bottom of their feet that do that.
Mm-hmm.
It looks like suction cups or something.
So their little paws will actually, when they go to engage those, will spread out, widen out to give them more traction. Like
so what?
My little homie here.
Oh yeah, we're gonna show some of them here in a minute for sure. He's got some spiders and stuff waiting to show for show and tell. What the hell are we looking at here, man?
That is sick.
That is a puff adder. That is actually the eye of the one that I took the photo of earlier. So now we're looking at a less artistic version, right? It's still an artistic version, but it's not as heavily stylized.
It's more realistic looking than something like that. That looks like a painting.
Mm-hmm.
Not to say that doesn't look like a painting, but you can tell where the under of its jaw, where its mouth is, that it's not a painting,
Mm-hmm. I took one because I wanted that, how to train your dragons feeling, right? Like if I was making a poster to sell that.
Oh yeah, no, I mean I would love to have that on the wall. Yeah, that's badass.
Yeah, right.
That's cool, man.
I love how iguanas and some of these different lizards and monitors and stuff have that dragon or dinosaur look to them, right? Like these heavier scaled ones. And
so we were talking. Yeah, that's what we were talking about. You talking about tokay geckos and stuff like that, and the brightly colored animals are always more fun to take pictures of.
Mm-hmm.
I imagine a bright ass green iguana sitting on a green palm tree, and that Florida sunlight would be a dream for you. With all your cameras and equipment and lenses, I'm sure you could just take the coolest fucking picture,
Well, and that goes into a different subject, right? So when an animal is properly fed, when it's properly, taking care of, your husbandry's on point, I get better colors, right? And I can take an amazing photo. Now, you get some and I will say this, I'm not calling out, importers by any means, but when you get something that's already been shipped over before it's had time to get proper food in it, it's going to have a duller color, and so sometimes some of the wild caught don't look as cool as like a captive bred one, but I will tell you right now that not all breeders are the same, not all keepers are the same, and it shows up. So yeah, there's a word out to you. I see everything. So yeah, I've seen a lot of stuff where you can tell the difference between like and you guys see it too, like high quality ball python breeders versus not, right?
It's obvious. Yeah, it's obvious. Yeah.
And when you're zooming in on a very expensive camera with a very expensive lens, like nothing is hidden.
Oh yeah, all them bite marks are exposed and everything else.
Yep.
I see scales out of place. You got mites, I'm gonna see them.
What's up, Cookie Monster?
I'm gonna see him.
Don't hire Joe to take pictures if your snakes are sick or got mites, because they find out.
He'll find out.
Pull the tick off one time.
This picture right here doesn't. I think we talked about this one backstage. It doesn't look too edited. Like it doesn't look like you did a lot to this.
That's a dark mall.
Yep.
It just looks like.
Man, Justin, you stole my thunder. I was gonna come in and be like, bro, do you like Star Wars? This is a Darth Maul.
I don't. Hey, and I'll tell you what. I never liked Star Wars.
My bad.
Because I'm not a nerd. But I'm sorry, I'm just fucking around. But no, I love the Darth Maul character. Darth Maul was the coolest character in Star Wars.
Yeah. He had the double, bro.
And that's crazy looking, right? With the leaf litter. So how do you go about determining what you want the substance to be in the photo. I guess is substance the right word, not the image, but the substance. I don't know. Like you went from that white to the leaf litter. How do you determine how to
So
choose for that?
it's almost impossible. Like that's actually that photo right there, and the other one we're taking in that little light box, or that little. I basically took a like, I don't remember if it's a zoom ed or a. I'm gonna bring it up because you can't see it. It's a zoom ed or one of those type of enclosures. I found used, and I tore the
Oh, that's
front and
cool.
top.
It's like a little picture box, bro.
Yep.
Check
So
it out.
So a little bit of hot glue, and you can Martha Stewart the hell out of this thing. Some fake lead.
Yeah.
Oh shit! No, he didn't. Martha Stewart, I love you.
Right?
I would
Hell
marry
yeah,
you.
we do.
I would marry Martha.
So and that was set up basically so that way every piece of cork bark in there, all that stuff, is easily pulled out. So if an animal, uh,
Bro, you took that picture right there in that box.
yep,
That was sick.
That is insane. It looks like you took it out in the fucking woods, bro. Like with natural sun. No, I mean, yeah, Joe, for sure though. You should do that because you are very, very
Secrets
talented.
revealed, level 2.
The next round's the final boss where he shows you
TKO.
the editing. Yeah. But no, that's dope, dude. I'm
So
Justin, I'm really thinking about what he's telling me, bro. Like I might build one of those.
I gotta
Yeah,
throw
might,
something
yeah.
out there. A little bit of knowledge. You gave me a little bit earlier here. The best compliment you can give a photographer, and you didn't even know it. It doesn't look at it. This photo and the previous one had the living shit edited out of it, right? So
It doesn't look like it.
it doesn't look like it at all.
I had to adjust everything, right? This girl right here is the mother to.
The only
this
thing that I would
right
say that I can see is the back leg right there, where you could see maybe we made some color pop a little bit and it blurred out that right there on the leaf. But besides that,
So
I think it looks fucking, like he said, it looks more natural and real as you could freaking
It
get.
looks like natural sunlight coming through the woods in a sunny
Yeah.
spot in the deep woods. You know what I'm saying? Like on the forest floor. That's what it looks like to me, dude.
Yeah.
this girl was the biggest pain in the butt to get a photo. She does not mean it all, but a Venezuelan sun tiger. You know, we were talking about that the other night, and I told him I'd bring that photo up. That's what one is. They're fast as fuck. Boy! Lap around here. It took like me and him basically crowding this constantly to get photos. It was like just nonstop. And finally, I'm like, you don't want to harass these animals to the point just to get a photo. Like some points in time, you got to just pull the trigger and say, today's not the day. It's not happening. I'm not, going to do damage to this and stress it out where something bad happens to it, right? I'm shortening its lifespan. It doesn't give you a good quality egg sac, doesn't molt right. Something happens, right? We don't want to
Well,
push
you
it.
never want to stress it out for your own pleasure. Because basically, let's be real, everything we do with animals that we keep is for our pleasure. It's honestly, and I hate to say it because it might piss people off, but I mean, you got to be dumb to think that it's not in the best interest for the animal that we keep them
Right.
as pets. Any animal, any animal. It's really
Well,
not in the best interest of the animal. We should, but you
Dude,
want to
that-
do the best you can.
That with tarantulas, how they kick hairs. I mean, I'm sure Joe, like, you're like, no, because you don't want to make a bald spot or even mess up the picture even more. You're like, no, keep that nice rump on you. Don't mess it up.
and pissed off animals, other than scorpions. Scorpions are a different thing. A
You
calm
want them
scorpion takes
mad.
a crappy picture because they lay down like a leaf. Everything lays down. There's a Goldilocks zone with them because if they're real pissed off, they run around like crabs, never hold still, and just not easy to maneuver those guys because they fight everything that comes their way. But tarantulas, you don't want to kick hairs, you don't want to stress them out, but at the same point in time, you got to kind of like they're just runners, right? So you got to kind of get that point, like, all right, let's get it out of your system. And we did laps, we did the zoomies, and we got them in that. And the prime reason I made that was so you have somewhere to go and chill. And they figure out, like, if I hold still, he's not poking me. All right, cool. And then, I gently move a leg here, bump a leg there just to get you right. And then click. All right, we're done. Let's put you back. Let's let you rest.
Hell yeah.
Well, I actually need to give a shout out to Vision really quick. I put the barcode up there, and you got the banner down there. But they actually have some. Well, they have some new tubs that they came out with that I think you might kind of like. I think it would be cool to have something like that for maybe, a picture, or you might like them because you have spiders too. So we'll go ahead and throw that up, and then I guess we'll get into after the break. He's got his screen shared. I kind of want him to go. I kind of want you to go through like how you edit a photo, like just a quick little tutorial on a light edit. You know what I'm saying? And and then I want to talk about some adventures that you've taken and trips and stuff like that. So hell yeah, shout out to Vision.
Mark with Vision here. We're showing off the new Visionarium. See a couple examples here. These are going to be a new product from us coming out hopefully the end of the year. It is modeled off our V35 and V70 tub, 3x height. So we're doing about 15 inches on this. You'll have options for doors on one side or up to all four sides on each of the tubs. We got vents on the front and the back. We will have options for windows as well if you just want that instead of the doors. We'll have perforated options and glass options. This was the V35. This is going to be the V70, so you get a little bit bigger option. We have a bearded dragon set up here and a pixie frog in this one. Show a little bit of versatility of using it for a desert species versus tropical. We have lids that are built in as well. These are going to have options for your lighting. These are going to be a halogen light or an LED light, and they will snap into the lid. C5 lighting, other UVB and halogen lighting options. Options will be available for misters, temperature probes, and fans, depending on what the customer wants.
Come on.
www.visionproducts.us, baby. And Joe, I was talking about them bins. Did you see them with the acrylic?
Yeah.
Okay.
So
what I was saying is because you were showing that acrylic, right? So like, you could. What if you had like a dart room? I don't know if it would help, but it seems like you could put a venomous snake in there and figure, maybe make something out of that to where it can't get away. Bro, yeah, you could probably drill a little hole in it to get your lens.
Slider windows, more or less.
Yeah.
And that would be even more safe than putting it on that big 8-foot table, right? And having to wrangle it. It's going to be contained in that box.
Honestly, for that big puff adder, he was super chill, but he never stopped moving. Never stopped moving. It was constant redirection.
That box would have came in handy then.
Heck yeah.
And you can put your LEDs. Did you see he has the new LEDs?
If he reached out to Mark and said he was doing photography with it, Mark would probably help build you something, for that.
I would love to work with him on that because you'd almost want, like, if you could get like a double tall one, where you could get, so you could mount like in the center so you could have some angles and different ports on it. That would be dope.
Well, and that's the thing, right? Depending on who you know. You got custom cages right below me. You see custom cages over there. They'll make you anything you want. And then you got custom aquariums. You got fishies. But I got one more shout out, and then we'll get into this because I can't forget my boy Kiko.
Beasts, Brews, and Botany is the most unique reptile show in Northern Virginia and maybe in the country. It's at Eavesdrop Brewery that has delicious alcoholic beverages and a wonderful array of food in the area as well. Courtyards to chill in. It's dog friendly. It's kid friendly. You can bring the whole entire family out. You can get all your plants, arachnids, reptiles. You could get dart frogs, vampire crabs, and take photos with reptiles as well. The first Sunday of each month at Eavesdrop Brewery is Beasts and Brews, so the reptile show. And the second Sunday of every month is Brews and Botany at Eavesdrop Brewery. Now, this event is held by my good friend Kiko, and he actually has a variety of carnivorous plants as well. He ships said carnivorous plants anywhere in the United States, including Alaska and Hawaii. So that's Venus flytraps, sundews, any carnivorous plant you could want. Go give him a follow at Flora Esoterica on Instagram and Facebook. And definitely, if you're in Northern Virginia, you need to check out Beast Brews and Botany. You will not be disappointed.
All right. I got a cool idea real quick because that just fired me up. So those carnivorous plants, right? And definitely I will want to take some pictures of your spiders. I'm coming to Gettysburg. Um, so get some of those big carnivorous plants, right? Put them in kind of a little row. Go get yourself some little of them fake dinosaurs you had as kids. Put them in the middle. Get your camera phone out. Also, you got yourself a carnivorous jungle with a big old T-Rex in the middle. You can make
Oh,
it
Little
shit.
T-Rex in it.
fun. That's something you can do with your cell phone, and have a
That's
good
cool.
time. And so
And you
for
know
people out
what?
there,
Have you ever took pictures of carnivorous plants? Because they are fucking. They got them trichome hairs on them, and if
not
you,
Dude,
yet.
that's
bro,
on my
you need
list.
to do that. You need to try to do
that
that.
would be sick.
We don't have a good dealer up here in Michigan, right?
Well, Kiko ships
Yeah.
everywhere in the U.S., even Alaska and Hawaii. And
All right.
I actually got some. You know, that's my little grow light over there, but I'll just leave that on for the ambiance for the room.
I'm stealing.
You know?
Come on.
But yeah,
Come
I
on.
got some carnivorous coming, dude, and it's very well packaged. It came, in a decent time. It was awesome, dude, and he sent like all kind of goodies and shit. I mean, he's a cool guy, man. So
Dude, that didn't even look like Virginia, man. I thought that was like down in like Baja Peninsula or something, man. That looked cool as shit. I want to get out like a hammock.
oh, bro, the
That's
show
what I
is
said.
the show is free. No entry fee apparently. You can bring your dogs. It's pet friendly, kid friendly. They have live music. It's at a brewery. They have food.
And
They sell
mean-
alcohol. It's free. Like, come on, bro. Live music, animals, plants. That's awesome.
I just saw the thing and I instantly just started chilling, man. I started sinking down in my chair and relaxing.
Yeah, that's the name of it. Beast Brews and
Brews.
Botany.
Yeah, it looks amazing. Like, yeah, I definitely think get some of his like cool carnivorous plants, make a little backdrop right
Bro,
there.
that's what I'm
Yeah.
working on is getting my whole room to look like a jungle, like you said. I'm trying not to do any fake shit. Like I got a bunch of pothos propagating right now. I'm gonna hang them fucking everywhere
Ooh.
and just see what happens. Because they'll
That's
grow
it.
to the wall, bro. Pothos and shit, they got them little feet and they'll just grab straight to the wall, man.
So I want stuff I can move out that's alive because this stuff, that's 91% isopropyl alcohol. That's liquid death, baby. And so that is for when I want everybody to know I'm not doing it because I got critters in here right now. But once my critters are out of here, when I'm done for the night, this guy is getting sprayed, right? So the next person's animals that comes down here doesn't have to worry. And then like
that's
the day
smart.
before they
Yeah,
come
yeah.
down here, I'm respraying it again.
That's smart.
Because,
Yeah, for sure.
I'm getting all like Rain Man about it. But,
Right.
I'm not going to kill a very nice plant if I, end up melting some of my fake plants. Oh, well, throw them out. I'll get new ones.
You get new ones, right? It makes
Or I'll
sense.
wash them. But,
And Will, I think the big homie Sean does that. I think he actually sells bioactive enclosures,
does.
if I'm not mistaken. Yeah, and
makes
y'all
them
can
all
catch
bioactive.
y'all can actually catch Joe down here on the Big Homies channel. We want to talk a little bit about that real quick. I mean, that's pretty cool deal y'all got going on.
Yeah.
Let's talk a little about
my
that.
legs. If I don't plug that one show with a certain person in, I'm gonna get in trouble.
Oh yeah, you will.
Get beat.
That's Nick's second half right there.
Oh, goddamn it.
Maybe hear me scream from Michigan. Help! Help! No, man. So it was actually pretty cool. Mike Duvall and I live real close together, and he was one of the first people that I met when I started doing it. Cat. And here's a dude. He can't see, and he gives a shit about my photography. He's that cool of a guy. He's that cool, right? And just nice to me right from the drop, right? And just super cool. Like hell yeah, teach me all about some ball python stuff, and I've loved him ever since. And he wanted me to come on the show. Then we got hooked up doing that, and then I met Kat through that, and we nerded out about tarantula stuff, and all of a sudden, as we were both talking about doing some different stuff on the Homies channel, and we were talking about doing some of the photography stuff, and I said, well, I want Kat there because I'm going to sit here and talk about tarantulas, and I know just enough to get in trouble, and I'm going to sound like an idiot,
Right.
We'll get comments, but there'll all be people flaming me saying, don't let this idiot talk about this stuff, man. He doesn't know what he's talking about. So, and let's be honest, they'd rather see the animals and look at cat than.
Well, it's a good show. All them shows y'all do over there are good. I
Yeah,
like
yeah, actually doing pretty good. I like it.
Yeah,
Good show.
we've had good times.
like
It's and it's cool because RWO is such a solid group of guys, and you guys help cross promote and everything else. It's awesome.
That's what we try to do. That's what we try
Yeah.
to do.
And it's really nice because everybody tries to work with everybody else's schedule on podcasts. So you can go you could literally spend some nights like going from channel to channel to channel to channel, and you get to see cool and different stuff and learn a lot.
Yep.
I've met so many people through these podcasts that I didn't even know existed. Man, I'm traveling all over the country, sitting in my own basement. So
That's the fun part of me, actually. What you just said is very true. I met some really good people in other states that I wouldn't have met no other way or anyhow if it wasn't for this community and doing these podcasts.
That's true. Like Daytona,
my Choochie right here next to me. I wouldn't have met this Chooch no way, no how.
That's the thing, right? Like Daytona, it's like something like that, right? Like we all meet online or talk through the Instagram message or whatever, and then we're like, you know what? We're all reptile people. Let's just meet up at this big reptile show and let's get an Airbnb and let's just fucking rage. You know what I mean? And that's what we did, and that was fucking dope. And like we're probably gonna do it every year that we can to a show that's close enough to the majority, or we're gonna try to get out to California and stuff, but it's fun.
I mean, you guys met in Atlanta before that too, We were
yeah. Well, I mean, yeah. But I'm saying, like, it's fun to get, everybody under one roof and everybody break bread together. You know what I mean, and shit like that. It's a good time, man. I love it. I love being able to. Because let's be honest, when you get older, you have kids or you do this, you do that, jobs. You don't get to do shit. You don't get to go. That's why we do this show right here. This is why I do it. It's because I don't get to go to the bar. I just sit here and I drink my beer and I talk reptiles. It's almost like I'm at the bar, and I want to talk about reptiles and and what the fuck ever, fish, whatever it has to do with reptiles at a bar, but nobody wants to talk to me about it.
Hell no. They don't want
to go to a bar and start talking tarantulas and reptiles, man. You're gonna be sitting by yourself real quick.
I look at my friends
so it's like
here
sipping with serpents. And I
look at my friends here, bro, and I talking animals, and they look at me like I'm fucking crazy. They literally like this. Justin's lost his mind. That's really what they
but you know what? They do that. They do that until they have a reptile related question. Then you're the first motherfucker they call.
Yep.
Hey, I ain't talked to you in a year.
Yeah.
But my friend's thinking about getting a crocodile. I'm like, dude, you can't own a crocodile here in Alabama. Well, he's getting one. They sell them in North Alabama. I said, well, that's illegal as fuck. And if you do get it, don't post it because
don't tell nobody. Yeah. Don't tell nobody. No, actually, that is true though, because one of my buddies did call me. He had a freaking corn snake, all orange corn snake, out there. Well, I'd say rat snake, corn snake. It's almost the same fucking shit, almost, but it was all orange looking. He's like, and he hits me up. Is that a copperhead? I looked at it. I was like, no, bro. Nope. I was like, actually, that's probably good to have around if you want to keep it. He's like, that's what I was wondering, man. I got these rats, man. If it's doing its job, I'll keep it. I was like,
leave it there.
You think it might eat an egg or two? It ain't gonna eat a shit ton of eggs. It ain't gonna take down what you got over there stock wise. It ain't gonna take that down, but it's living right for sure. He's like, hell yeah, I'm gonna keep it. And I was like, hell yeah.
Well, we're fixing to get into the editing part. We're going to share his screen in just a second. But before we do that, I want to take like 10 seconds and tell everybody this was the contest winner for the Sippin with Serpent shirt contest. The winner gets the shirt and like a sticker pack and shit. So you need to, get on the ball because we're doing another one, people. And I'm going to announce the winner like right before Christmas. So the rules are it needs to say what this basically says. Okay. It'd be nice if it said Saturday night, 7:30, whatever. But it needs to do this. Front and back is preferred. But this, front works just fine if it looks as cool. And this was
don't be slacking on the freaking back, guys. Hold on. Front and back. You don't be slacking. Come on now.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? I want them to do the back. But I thought this was a really cool design that Platinum came out with. So congratulations, Platinum. You got that one. And like I said, people, you better get them designs in. If you have any questions, DM me or Justin on Instagram. That's 666 Serpents or Pressure Pythons. And all the people on Instagram right now watching, come to fucking YouTube, bruh. My link's in the goddamn description. How much more easy can I make it for you?
Come to YouTube. And I will say this too. Y'all make sure y'all go check out Sophisticated Ignorance after us for sure. Go there, hit the like, subscribe. Check out the homie Wiz for sure.
Wiz time.
Come on, little Wiz thing.
Look at this. This is trippy, bro. Holy hell.
Whoa, look at that. That's cool as shit.
All right, so we're going to talk about how he goes. I guess we're going to take a stock photo or something, or maybe he's going to, I don't know how he's going to do it, but he's basically going to show us how to take like a really low edited photo. That way, when the person gets the animal, it's basically exactly like the picture, right?
Yep. So, all right, you can see this up here now, I'm assuming. This is a finished photo, right? So here is an unfinished photo. And it might look similar to some people, but you notice that the eye is a little brighter, that the tones are a little bit richer, right? Just enough, not a ton, where this looks a little bit.
Okay, I do see that now. Yep, I do see
It
that
looks a
now.
little bit more dull. So if you can see this fancy little button right here, click. Oh, it didn't do what I wanted. So for a lot of you out there, unclick it. So I'm gonna go up here. Oh, it's not gonna let me. It's gonna load it.
And this is all on Lightroom for people that don't know. This is Lightroom that he is using.
This is the new version, not Lightroom Classic, which is difficult. So on something like this, I'm just going to bump up a little bit of exposure, right? Not a ton. I'm going to leave the contrast alone. The highlights are fine. The whites are fine. All this stuff right here looks okay. You come down here and I might go with the vibrance, not the saturation. Notice that's still at 0. I'm going to go up maybe 1, like not much. Because notice now how it just popped just a touch.
Yep.
Just a touch,
Yep.
yeah.
Now watch what happens here. Stupid. Reset. So look how much that went off of that, just a touch, right? And you can start doing the same thing when you start playing with this.
Oh, it popped that eye there.
Yeah, but when you do, like, go back to that what you just did, where it's super duper saturated, bro. You know, like,
yeah.
Okay, you'll see pictures like this online, and that you get that animal, and it don't look nut. It's like getting a cheeseburger. It's like getting a cheeseburger at McDonald's, bro. It don't look like that. You know,
it's inaccurate.
And that's why I wanted to go over this. That way people know, like,
yeah, McDonald's, your fake ass commercials.
But I want people to know, like, there's little tricks like this that you can do that doesn't have to be so over dramatic, and it still looks beautiful.
That's cool though too. I do like black and white photos. That's cool too.
And this is one of the next things. Now we're looking at an artistic photo. This is not a Morph Market photo, right? And so now I come up here, bump. You're now getting close to a Morph Market photo. So this is a little bit more advanced, but this is see where it says masking. Now they need to fix this. Lightroom, I'm talking to you. So I go up here to objects. It's going to say it, and then are you going to let me do it, or are you going to kick me back out? Like
eyeball.
So
there we go.
Yep. So let me see if I get as much as I want. Yep. And so now I can come down here and I can go and I can bump that up just a touch. Right? I can go and pull a little of the shadow out.
Oh, I'm about to be downloading Lightroom. You don't
That's
got
what
me.
I'm saying, dude. This is very interesting, dude. I think people need to know this.
Way easier than
this is important, and this to me changes how a photo is going to look. Okay, eyes in photos, especially the reptiles, are always unclear. They're never as bright or as crisp as they should be unless you work on them. Right. So you notice I bumped that saturation up.
And you know, that's true. That's funny you say that, because when I take a picture of my snake, if you notice on my Instagram, I try to get that eyeball so perfect, because if you can get the eye to look perfect, it makes the picture just look so much better.
Yeah.
Like,
and so now we come down here to the clarity a little bit. Now you have to be careful with some of this stuff. You can overdo it. Clarity, depending on what you're using it for, is touchy. Same thing with texture, right? I can bump up the texture. I can bump it down. For this one, it doesn't matter as much.
But on like a close up like that, what was that?
Yep.
A Viper earlier,
Mhm.
it does matter because it's focal point of the picture, right? That's how you.
Yep. So we're bumping the contrast just a touch too.
That's a super cool picture. That'd be cute in a little boy's room, y'all. Come on.
So this is actually a failed picture. This picture will never see the light of day. Because if you notice right down here, I missed, right, folks?
The
And that's
foot.
important. The whole composition of this photo is wrong. Now there is the picture that won.
Yeah, because you got the foot cleared and the head cleared. You got
You
the
got
front
the whole
Also,
body.
because the tail's lined up,
right.
because this foot is forward, it gives it a sense of pulling you
That's
in, right?
Right.
And so
Right.
the rule of 4/3 only matters so you understand it, so you can break it and do what you want.
So proportionality is a big thing.
Mhm. So
That's why
now I
people
got this,
crop the fuck out of photos to try to get it perfect.
and that's going to be our next thing. So if you're working with a failed photo, we're going to come over here to the cropping tool. So I usually set up in like 7:5, which is 5:7, which will work out to the next like 8:10. It'll make it a little bit easier to get printed. So I'm actually going to rotate this into a portrait mode. We're going to take this guy and I'm going to center that eye. So notice how I do this kind of like there's a diagonal, right? So I'm lining this up this way. I'm not lining it up straight up and down. I'm lining it up on a diagonal. So that way that eye is it's more centered between here and there.
It's more when you look at that picture.
That is so much
right where I want it.
That looks so much better like that. That is such a cool picture like that, dude.
Now it intentionally.
I think it looks badass.
Yeah,
so
that's
now
sick.
I'm like, it's not quite where I want it. So I keep coming back here, and it's kind of like being that carpenter that eyeballs stuff. Now the problem is, like, as I'm looking at this, I want to see how much focus I got, and this isn't bad. I start losing. So your depth of field changes, right? I'm starting to lose depth of field.
Right past the eye. Yeah, right past the eye.
So I don't like that the eye is that far over. I want to bring it back in a little bit. And there's
so
different
about
ways.
on average, how long does it take you to do a photo? I guess the way you're doing it now, not super exaggerated, but just a regular good portrait. How long? About how long? Of any hours or minutes or however long?
So to do one like this, where I don't have to fix a lot of my, in-camera mistakes, which, by the way, folks, you're going to have to fix a lot of your in-camera mistakes. We all make them.
Yep.
Which is why I skipped over that other photo. It just wasn't there. And I went and took that and I said probably a half hour. Because this photo was so close, I wanted to nail this photo, right? So if I find a photo, so right now Lightroom's got this saved in the clouds. It takes it a second to actually bring it in.
Yeah, clear it up.
But the detail that I can get to in that, because I shoot a 45 megapixel camera, allows me to crop in so I can do stuff like that, where I can just bring it in.
What up, big
Joe,
homie?
you can make a freaking killing, especially among the reptile community, even other animal community, bird communities, doing tutorial videos on how to do this shit. Even with Lightroom and all that, bro, you can make a freaking killing.
I find it very interesting. Yeah.
So like everybody and their brother out there right now does tutorial videos, right?
Yeah.
They'll do it in the same rules are going to apply whether you're doing like a bird or a horse or something like that, right? You can get the basic idea, and now it's going to come down to is this a JC Penney style shoot? Is this a Morph Market style, or is this something I'm going to get artistic with? I'm going to show you a crappy photo real quick.
I mean, just even working with Lightroom though, like what you just taught. I mean, I've fucked around with Lightroom. What you just taught me there, like I feel like I can now take some of my old photos and go and do some more crazy shit.
Imagine what you can start doing with them carpets, man. Those pictures, man.
I mean, I got a great camera, and like that's why I know what he's doing. I could eventually get to that level if I just keep fucking around with it.
That's why I wanted to have him on here for inspiration to people like us and other people watching. That way, we know it's possible for, to dumb it down a little bit to make it not so scary and intimidating.
Well, I use Photoshop, and it's very that's intimidating itself. And now that he's showing me this with Lightroom, like this looks very simplified, way easier than like we were talking about
Photoshop
earlier.
was
Photoshop.
designed by an IT person that is used to digging into like DOS computers. Whoever designed that to be user friendly just does not understand what user friendly means. It's an incredibly hard program to navigate. I've used Lightroom for a while, and I go in there and I'm like, what the shit? Why don't these two mesh?
What's up, Marissa and Wild West? I see y'all over there.
You can actually get Google Snapseed 100% free, and that's a decent editing tool. Most of your cell phones come with okay editing software that you can do a little bit with. Instagram, TikTok, all these have their own baked-in software now. Cell phones automatically adjust your photo before you ever see it, right? Your cell phones now edit your pictures before you have anything to do with it.
Yep.
And you just don't know it. It does it lightly. It makes colors pop better. And it's cool in a way, but it's suck in some other ways. Like I want control of my photo more. But the upside is for most users, you can go and do some of this stuff without spending a ton of money. You don't have to go and spend the money I set up to get this.
Exactly. That's a good point. So what's up with this picture? It looks like you weren't really worried about having a background at all.
So this is actually in a background. This is a wild-caught monkey tail skink that I was trying to get a photo of, and I had never worked with this particular color before. And it was a day we were trying out Flash, and he was a reasonable candidate for it. And Flash was not his friend. It did not help his skin color at all. The dude looks like a potato that got burnt too long.
Yeah, it's kind of like toadish looking, like kind of like toad mud color.
So I ended up going heavy, right? I used it as a promo photo. I bumped his eyes out. I went off the chain with it and made, some cool stuff. Now this one was a little bit better of an edit.
That looks pretty cool. I like that. Yeah, that looks pretty good.
Came out cool. That came out cool.
You can see the greens and the olive coloring.
So I ended up having to edit the crap out of this one because as you see right here, all this flash reflected off of him. So he was a double problem. If I put too much light, he reflected it because of the type of skin, right? His camouflage is amazing, but it absorbed light at the same time. So now I've got something that needs more light and yet reflects it at the same time. It was a quandary. I would want another shot at this guy because I biffed this shoot, This was one that I did not do well on. And I can come in here, I'll hit auto on that. So I just hit auto, and that just bumped it up. He was a surprisingly really chill guy. No, I wasn't about to get bit right there. I was just trying to get him to tongue flick a little bit. And he was actually pretty chill. So you can get a decent photo. I just hit auto here, and look at what it did to all my sliders, right? It bumped everything.
Yeah.
So auto is a great starting point sometimes. Sometimes it reads things wrong. So I can go in here and I can hit auto on a ton of these. Let's go to something different.
Kind of use auto for your rough draft and then kind of go in and kind of mess with it some more,
So if you watch when I did one of these photos right here, right? I came up here and I hit auto. I don't like that. It over darkened this area. It over contrasted everything. So I went and I was like, nope, I wanted to do it from scratch, which is why we did this photo that we did from scratch, because I didn't like how it came in. I'm like, nope, it'll be easier just to do it myself than fix what it did. So using auto is a roll of the dice, but the beautiful thing is I can click auto, I can unclick auto and go back. So now it made this dude's eye a little too red in my opinion. What kind of morph we got here, boys?
Oh, I can't see enough of it. It's definitely
right.
albino.
I could have told you what it is anyways.
It's definitely albino, I would assume. Something.
Yeah.
It looks almost like an ivory or some type.
I couldn't even tell you.
Yeah.
Here's the problem. They come up and they tell me and I go,
It's super yellow.
So this was an end result. This was a guy that didn't want to hold still. This is what I say is a good enough photo. So people bought from one of the vendors there. So I always try to throw a free photo or two out. You know, if you buy from one of the vendors at the show to help them sell something, little perk, right? They get to, and I'll message it to them on Instagram or Facebook Messenger, and they get a little something for buying their critter. And I
That's
finally had
pretty
to put
cool.
it in my hand and take a shot and say, "This is what we got. We're not going to push this animal anymore. It's a little stressed." But here's one of my favorite photos.
That's cool.
Like, is it the best technical photo I've ever taken? Not even close. I literally had nothing set up to shoot outside of the light box, so I was literally just trying to adjust shit on the fly when I saw this, and she's over here off the side of my shoulder, holding this snake. This is the really nice people that frequent our shows. They're the best kind of customers. They buy a snake from the show every time they show up, which is every show they have.
Come
Um,
on.
but yeah, I was able to go in here throughout, made a nice little ad photo of come on, you can do it. There we are.
Come on. That looks sick. Hell yeah. That's cool.
You know, how many people does everybody run across that says, "Oh, I'd kill that thing"? I mean, you ever watch the comments like, "I'd shoot it, I'd kill it, I'd step
Oh,
on it,
yeah,
I'd burn the
that-
house down." Pick
Yeah.
an animal, right? So I love soft photos that show like, here's just this little noodle, you know, and here's this cute little girl just sitting here going, "Aw, it's her friend." I mean, right?
That one you threw off like that soft colored tone to it, so it's got that like beach vibe to it.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? Like that old school
Like
beach
an older,
vibe.
yeah, like an old
Right.
90s beach photo.
Like
Right.
that's clean. I like that. I like that a lot. That's actually pretty dope.
So look at the shirt. Look at the shirt. Look at the
You
glass.
changed it.
Yep. Look at the background. This is all through Lightroom. Now, and I want to put this up here for a good reason. Over editing is a term that's misused. I joke and say I edited the crap out of this photo. Well, I did. I went nuts with the editing on this. I pushed this. I did some stuff to it. When you run down through the list of things that I did, I pulled the texture down, the clarity. I pulled the sharpening down, the detail down. I pushed up the noise reduction so it softened the photo. And I moved this so that way it looked soft and gentle, right? I wanted to push an idea out there. I wanted a soft and gentle. I wanted a puppy dog look for this little ball python because it was being a little puppy dog. And that's what I want to promote when
What
I
up, Jay?
do these photos.
That's sick. That's sick. Actually, I like
Well,
that. a lot.
doing it through a software like that's cool because you can play around and all you got to do is hit undo if you don't like it. You know what I mean? So.
You go down, where is it? Right in here. Reset edits right there. There's your Etch a Sketch shake, right? For all
That's
you
it.
kids out there, that was a little thing that us old folks used to get.
You etch and sketch shake.
Come on, Lightroom, you can do it. There we are.
That's
crazy.
sick. Look at
That's
that.
crazy.
So that's actually not a super crisp photo. That's why it only got cropped in this far.
It's crisper than mine.
So I paid a significant amount of money to get it crisper. So here's some behind the scenes stuff of what happens when critters don't want to play well.
Oh, I like the toilet paper. That's nice. You could put
Yeah.
that in the bathroom. You could definitely put that in the bathroom.
So
That picture.
Cat will love this. Here's a horned baboon tarantula. I actually love this tarantula because the contrast of it, right? I love white and black things like xanthic, like really true xanthic snakes. I think look dope, and actually surprisingly take really good photos because they're crisp white and crisp black. This guy did not want to hold still and gave me halfway threat poses. Come on, crisp up. So, and there's your little 2 feet that pop out when they crawl. Little 2 sides there. Where are we at? And here we go. Here is the one that I chose. Because it looks non-threatening, right?
Yeah, my
looks-
ass. That thing looks terrifying.
Yeah. That's terrifying.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that's
pretty fucking
terrifying.
scary. That's what nightmares are
That's the
made
type
of.
of Goliath bird eater. And it was an angry dude. It had come from a weird situation where it had a bad molt and its leg was all goofy.
Oh shit.
It happens. It happens in the hobby.
Yep.
So here's some different angles of it. This dude was unhappy, and honestly, it probably would have charged more if it wouldn't have come out of a bad molt where it had goofy legs. Bird eaters are one of
I
those
wanna
weird
see-
ones.
Oh, that rhino looks
Is
dope.
that a rhino or a iguana?
Nope, that's just
Iguana?
Yeah, that's a iguana. Yep.
Yeah, that's what I was saying earlier. I bet they take good pictures.
So you notice the
Fucking dinosaurs, bro.
contrast on this. That was off, right? Because of how the shadows hit it, it made it look more orangish than it really was. So I had to change the color a little bit and dumb it down. And this is some of the looks I want to give
Motherfucker
you.
looks like a grumpy ass bastard, don't it?
Like,
Like, leave me alone, kid. Get off my lawn. Get off my grass.
Jurassic Park shit, bro.
That is so cool right there. Dude.
Yeah, that's sick.
I love the
Oh.
eye pictures that you got with the eyeballs, dude. They're
see all
so
the red
cool.
right here.
So I notice you pay a lot of attention to the eyes in your reptile stuff.
Well, look at this. If this dude had a voice, think about that, man. Look me in the eye and tell me you want to kill me. Tell me I'm bad. Tell me
Yeah.
me and gross.
So that's a lot of your
Yeah.
motivation. It seems like a lot of your motivation is trying to shine the most positive light you can on all these animals and insects and bugs or whatever you got.
Can you go that one of it next to it, Joe?
right there.
Yeah, that one. That's sick to me.
That's a good picture, I think, too. I like that because you can see the stripes of the tail in the background.
That's
Mhm.
sick. That's sick.
So,
Go ahead.
no, you go ahead. What was you about to say?
I was gonna say. So, notice a kind of half-lidded look right here. Okay. Notice how the dewlaps relax. Homies chill, right? And I want that relaxed look. I want animals that, typically don't look pissed off. Tarantulas, some of them, like the OBT, I'm fine because they throw threat displays like it's their job. And I don't want people to get a false sense of like, with certain animals, like a puff adder, right? I'm okay with you looking a little bit dangerous. I don't want you to look evil. I want to get that through people's head. It is not evil. It's beautiful. It's dangerous. Don't play with it. Don't think that you're brand new. You just go own one, or you go in like 2 ball pythons. You're ready for a super hot there. But understand that just because it is dangerous doesn't mean it needs to get hated on. So we're to crop that a little bit. Bring up a little crop. I'm gonna bring that in just a touch. I never did finish this one. I like that a little bit better right there.
That's sick.
I'm going to be hitting Joe up about some prints, man, because I want to hang a bunch of these type of pictures in my room, I really wouldn't mind having that spider picture on that toilet paper roll, to be completely honest with you, for my bathroom. I think that would be, bro, I think that would be so cool. Like,
It's on a paper towel roll, isn't it? Yeah.
Yeah, it's on the paper towel roll. That would be so fucking cool.
No, it's not here in this one.
I think you passed it. You passed it.
I was trying to remember where I'm at. There's an old joke. So like I said, Andy from Eat Legs, Fangs and things, I had done a lot of stuff together, and it used to be a joke. We'd have some less than enthusiastic super fast critters or some a little bit more OBT like critters that somehow would always end up on the top of our catch cup. We'd have moved the catch cup and they're trying to move them around, and they crawl up on top of the catch cup and chill, and I get great photos of them. It used to be a thing for a while. It was a big joke.
Go to that one. Yeah, that one. That's the one I want for the toilet. That's the one I want. I'll put it right next to the toilet paper.
Pretty sure, if I remember right, this is a bird eater. Come on, Kat, where are you at in the comments?
That
Let me
is
know what
so
this
cool.
is.
That looks like a.
Come on,
what is that
Jesse.
thing? Come here.
I don't know what it is.
Hold
Don't
on.
ask me. I have no clue. Harry,
That's
fucking
a bird eater,
scary.
not a salmon pink. No, it's not a salmon pink.
See, that even made it look crazy.
Nicolata? Would that be a geniculata? Yeah,
That's
it
what-
is. It's a Acanthostoria geniculata. Yep.
Geniculata. Yep.
So this is why I do the podcast
Yep.
with cats.
See?
Because I'm dumb when it comes to identifying some of these. If somebody doesn't
Yeah.
tell me ahead of time.
Alex is on her shit, man. Oh, I like that. How you took the black line out of it. That is so
Yep.
good, dude.
That is
That is
editing
so cool.
101.
You should do pictures like that, though. You should do fun pictures of like a
Oh my God.
spider,
Toes,
a
clothes.
spider in the kitchen or some shit, or like for like a kitchen, like funny photos. I like
Some
funny
toes
photos.
actually got fucking like fangs on their toes.
No, they're little claws.
Right
Those
there.
are
That's
like
what he said. Yeah, they all have it. He said all of them have that shit.
Yeah, they all have that, so that they can grip. How do you think they?
And they got the
hell
little
no,
right there.
no.
They're
That's
little
how they-
people that
That's why I say that shit's weird.
So you see it right here where it's not flaring out quite yet, and you can see that little edge of that right there. And then you come over here where it's starting to flare out, where they're pushing pressure down on it.
Mm-hmm.
Right there, where
Oh,
it's
so
fully
they're
flared out.
like claws, like talons or something. They come
Yep.
out and go in like raptors.
Cat claws, like cat claws almost.
Like cat claws, kind of.
Like-
yeah.
And this is what I've started to notice. Like their claws are slightly different. Like so, the one that we've got a macro of there that you can see that I shipped there. Notice how that one's more curved than what this one is, more hook-like than what this one is, and it makes sense because that's a true arboreal that I took a picture. That was I think that was that a regalis? I'd have to go back and look and see which one that was. But it was a pokey.
Yeah, I think that's a cool picture, man.
Go back up, see what else we got.
I wish I had a nice ass camera like that to take cool pictures. I'd be taking pictures. Everybody be pissed off at me. I'd be taking pictures of everything. I'd be sitting on the toilet taking a deuce.
Oh, here we go. Here we go.
You would be your favorite photographer.
That's a cool picture. Yeah. I like the
sick.
natural. I think my favorite is the natural background. That's what I like.
Yep. So this was my first test drive. My friends at H&H Pythons loaned me a couple of ball pythons to test drives. So this was pre that 300 watt light. I had to use some of the lights I had, and you notice how dark looking it is. And so here's an after photo, right?
Come on.
Before, after, basically. So little tip and trick I told people earlier. I would rather work with a very dark photo than work with one that's a little too blown out by the light. It is much easier to bring up stuff out of the shadows than it is to try and pull the overly blown out highlights out. So
because it kind of blurs it out. Being dark, you could pull them out, So,
Yep.
so like when it's blurring it out, you just can't pull it back from that.
Yep.
That's good to know. I like that. So that's dope.
So, and what you'll notice here is when I start pulling this up, these blacks start to turn blue. You'll actually start seeing the weird little iridescence that almost all ball pythons have. You just don't see it as much, right? Go ahead up here. We're going to darken those blacks down just a touch. I'll actually go over here to the blue sometimes on something like this. I'm going to knock these blues down a touch.
That's cool how it has all the spectrums of color. And you can control what spectrum of color you want to work with.
I'm going to go here and dehaze. We'll take out some of that little haze. That'll darken that up. Now notice what's happening to the pattern on this, right? So now you don't see much, but now you're starting to see it. And then we go back over here to one that I finished, and now you can see the pattern in it. And that's essentially what I did. You still see a little bit of that blue. You're seeing that iridescence now, because I'm starting to pull things out of it when I pull it out of the shadows. You're starting to see those lines pop in here, right? See the colors, the actual spectrum of how that fade looks on that thing. There's another one. Let's go up here. That one worked out pretty well. On this one, I dumped the highlights all the way down. I'm going to take those whites. I'm going to bring those whites back a touch. So And we talked earlier about that Venezuelan sun tiger and
That's
what was
great.
it? The other one, and you said it doesn't look like they've been edited. So now you see what I'm doing, right? So you can see I'm pulling that white down. And so I had to sit here and edit so that way the color of the leaves, the color of the bark, and all the light in here and all the saturation, all the colors matched. So that way I have to adjust everything. So I'm going to bump this guy down because I want to pull some of these greens out of here because the greens are just too green in the photo. And they're going to pull you away from it a little bit, right? And so when I pull that down there, also now you're starting to see those leaves. And there's a lot of different things that I can do that gets more in depth, like the masking tool where I can highlight the background. I'll come in here and you can see the hot glue. So I'm like, oops, you can see the hot glue. So we're just gonna come in here. I'm gonna move this.
What the fuck?
Yep.
Pop, pop, boom. Now I left this one a little unfeathered, so that way you could see that circle. But if I'd have done that with more of a feather, you'd never see that.
That is fucking insane, man. That just goes to prove you believe nothing what you hear and half of what you see.
Yep. And folks, I'm not an expert at this. There are people far better than I am at this stuff that are
Well, I give you props,
amazing at this
bro,
stuff.
because I'm telling you, man, that's
Yeah,
pretty amazing. Like I said, a lot of the pictures that I've seen, I would buy a lot of them, and I'm sure I'm not the only one, because
Mhm.
they look cool as fuck. Like, who wouldn't want a badass iguana picture in their house, or like I said, that tarantula on the toilet paper roll? Just something as easy and kooky as that is something that's like, dude, like, you know how many people would buy that, just that picture alone, to put in their bathroom? Like, you know what I mean? Like, you go to people's house, they'll have like a bear sitting on the toilet reading the newspaper.
Right.
Or like, like spider people would love to have a picture like that, I imagine. So I think it's a very cool thing.
It's a weird thing. Like a lot of people are not into photography or art in general right now. It's kind of like the new Instagram, YouTube, social media nation, right? You can see so many, and it's cool because it's introduced a whole group of people that have never been able to travel to like the Louvre or something and see these really amazing uh, uh, pieces of art. Now you can look at it online, right? Um,
Well, I'm
it's
glad you
great.
brought that up because you've actually traveled a lot. What is one of the most memorable trips that you've taken doing your photography? And what animal was it that you enjoyed the most?
Oh,
Hitting them with the hard stuff.
yeah. I mean, man, have you guys seen the new version of Secret Life of Walter Mitty with Ben Stiller?
No.
Mm-mm.
So if it's a neat little movie. It takes a little bit to get going. But basically, the short version, not to do too many spoilers, Ben Stiller plays a guy that worked for I want to say it was Time magazine, and he was the guy that essentially took care of the photos and kept all the film photos and stuff for Time, and they're switching over to the new digital world. Well, they had one last that they're going to use from this film photographer, and he sent them all in. Well, he didn't send this one set, so he literally tracks them down across the world, right? And he finally catches up with them in the Himalayas somewhere, and he has this line basically like he's sitting here looking for snow leopards, and he says sometimes, I want to stay in a moment so much, or I'm getting close to what he's saying essentially. But I want to be in that moment so much, I don't want the camera in the way as a distraction, right? So sometimes the most favorite shots, the ones that I just didn't take, like you're just like, I can't capture my feeling of this moment, the way this animal is interacting. Um, and
That
it,
makes
it,
sense.
it's it's really cool like that. You have these moments. So friends of mine up here in Michigan, they raise Asian water monitors, but they also get like a lot of places. If you're a breeder, you end up with rescues, you know. And they had this female monitor, and she looked like more of an ornate, but she wasn't. But just really high colored and just gorgeous. And on top of it, she was an absolute sweetheart, like a
Oh
true
yeah.
dog. Not like a lot of the nows you see. She was just an absolute doll, and your kids could come up and pet her, and she'd just chill. It
Hell
was
yeah.
But she decided, like a lot of monitors do, like they'll decide who their people are, like birds do sometimes, right? And I got lucky enough that James and I were one of her people, right? Like I would walk up and she would leave whatever she's doing to crawl up, and she'd put both of her paws on my shoulder while I'd have a hand underneath her feet so she could anchor to, and I'd literally take her around like a baby over my chest, and she's periscoping, watching everything with like 6 inches of tongue, darting out at people. And even in a reptile expo, to have somebody that can walk around with a Nile monitor that's chill is still kind of like unheard of. Um, that lets you do that, and she literally would just walk around like like a Beverly Hills little Chihuahua, just let me carry her around like nothing.
That's sick. That's
I
sick.
got a couple of photos of people that have taken that with cell phones of me interacting with her. I did this really cool shot of her. I don't even know where I could find it. Essentially, I laid down on the floor and I took a shot of her facing up, so way above in these big auditorium lights, um, so I could get the bokeh balls of the lights in the background with just her head as a profile shot. So I had to lay on my back with her on my chest to do this. And she chilled the whole time, like, dude, you're a big, warm, squishy waterbed, bro. I like that big old belly. You're all right. It's one of those magical moments where like everything came together. Unfortunately, she got egg bound and she passed away, but to make
No.
that moment
Damn.
even sweeter, right? Like, I mean, you think about that. You get to interact with an animal that most other people don't get to do that with. And most other of that particular type of animal just generally aren't that calm and
Yep.
not to that level. Like she was super healthy. She'd go and do whatever you wanted with her. I could pick her up, put her on my shoulders. I could carry her around like a little baby, but she liked being on two paws on my shoulder and just being carried around. And she wanted to go explore. But she's like, "Hey, I don't want to walk around. You carry me, fat boy. Let's go. Let's go." You know.
Come on.
So of all the places I've been and seen and done, and that one was weird because that hit when I was uh, on my way down to Antarctica, or I was in Antarctica. I pretty close to that. I remember just being like, "Holy shit!" I think I was in New Zealand when that happened, um, and I was just like, "Whoa!" Um, and so it was kind of like a trippy thing, you know.
Yeah, that's definitely a bummer. Definitely. At least you got that, like you said, you got the memory and you got some definitely, I'm sure, some sweet shots of it. So
Well, you
You
said
know,
you went
it
to
was it
New
was
Zealand too, and I'm sure what the fuck kind of animals are there in New Zealand?
oh
not as many. There's no snakes or stuff like that down there. New Zealand doesn't have any snakes. Um, there's a lot of really cool birds, and they have New Zealand's a totally different culture, right? They're huge about keeping their cities and everything very clean. There's no litter, like none. Um, you're not finding a bottle cap or a gum wrapper or something on the pavement. You're not seeing any gum. Like the other people will yell at you. Just random people off the street, if they see you littering in any way, shape, or form, are gonna like yell at you, yell at you.
like even throw a cigarette butt on their
That's
ground.
how it should be, man. Well, cigarette butt's one thing, but I mean, you know what I'm talking about? Like, you
Oh,
throw a fucking can out the window, you need your ass beat.
You ain't throwing no cigarette butt
there's
out
no
the window.
cigarette butts. There's no bottle caps. There's
Yeah.
no gum wrappers. Nothing. Like they are zero tolerance about that. Um, they are they're pretty chill people, but don't mess their home up. And I'm like, fair enough. Um, lots of fun down there. They have huge parks, right? And they take pride in a lot of their stuff. They have this, they call them botanical gardens, but it's like a park, right? And they had these monster trees of different types from around the world that they would grow down there. And they had these huge palms that look straight out of Jurassic Park. Like you walk in this palm forest that was designed like it was out of one of the Jurassic type periods or Cretaceous or some such dinosaur period. And I'm 6'2", and they're just above my head. So I'm literally walking in here, and it got dark in there, and I'm literally just going, shit, man, I feel like a raptor is about to jump out and snag me. And yeah, they have different zones all over, like rose gardens, indoor greenhouse where you find all kinds of crazy stuff, and like rock gardens, Japanese gardens, and it was really a neat experience because you go down there, and here's my big ass, 6'2", 280 pounds, like big red bearded bear, and I'm riding around one of those little lime scooters, right? Because they have them all over, and it's a big deal. They use a lot of public transportation down there. And it's neat because they're really safe drivers down there. They see you coming, they're gonna wait. They're not getting mad. They're not honking the horns. I almost biffed it almost ended my trip short and didn't make it to Antarctica because I almost broke my body not paying attention. Almost went down a sewer grate and
oh shit,
over-ended that thing, and I whipped it just last second, but I had to cut in front of a car. They just laughed, waved their hand, like, glad you're okay. No big deal.
hell yeah.
That's
They're
cool.
not on their phone trying to TikTok my ass. Like, look at this dummy.
Well, it's a shame they didn't, because you could have went viral.
Dude, I would have too. It was a close thing.
That's cool that you're able to do stuff like that. You know what I mean? Like, not many people get to, whatever the situation is, they ain't able to do shit like that. That's pretty fucking awesome.
It is.
Oh yeah, that's cool as shit.
Well, we're running off 2 hours. We're running on 2 hours now, and I've really enjoyed this, and I wouldn't mind having you back soon, and talk about some more things. We didn't really get a chance to show too many animals off. We got kind of in the editing deal.
No worries.
I don't really want to run over 2 hours, but yeah, man. I mean,
do this.
Yeah, we definitely got around to it.
Oh yeah, for sure. Well, we're gonna have you next time we have Joe on. It's gonna be an animal episode. I promise everybody. But I hope everybody.
I said we do like half animal, and I wanted to get some more tutorials on over here.
A private tutorial.
Yeah, I'm trying to learn some more shit. Damn it.
Well, I know
a
lot of people
back there. You got the pooches in there too. Look. So,
a lot of people that I know use that app though, or that software. I mean, and they love it. They do love it.
So it's blame this on big homie Sean, because I got bored one day, and we're talking about something I don't remember, and so she come down, bugged me at the ball, so I threw it, and he noticed it and loved it, and so he started saying the word ball, which she heard, and then so now.
Oh shit! No, that's fucked up.
It's go time.
See, that's why I trained my dog in French. Don't nobody know how to talk to my damn dog. I take my dog to the vet, and they're like, "This dog is so well behaved, but when you leave, he doesn't do anything we say." And I'm like, well, "What are you saying to him?" And they're like, "We look at him and point, just like you told us to, and we tell him to sit." And I said, "Yeah, because you're talking in English. He don't know English. He knows French. You have to say this, assist." And his ass, as soon as I say it, assist, boom, his ass is on the floor. You know what I mean? Like,
come on.
Oh hell yeah! I got a little puppy dog. We love our puppies.
Yeah, she's 95 pounds of fun.
Oh yeah, they love fetch, buddy. I'm gonna tell you something. Once you start throwing that ball, you are fucked.
Yep.
I have to watch her
fuck like Chuck.
She wants me to play tug. She's getting mad at me.
Oh shit. Well, Joe, you got any shameless plugs? You got anything you want to tell people? I know we went over the show earlier, but what time is that? What day? What you got going on in the future? What do people need to look at? Shows coming up.
So we're doing it on the Big Homies channel. A certain lady that said, was it Kate? # he's mine.
Right here, look. Right here, yeah, I already did it. Come on.
I was scrolled way up.
There we go. That's what she said.
Yep.
Love it. Now, Kat and I are going to be talking about a lot of different stuff. The first episode just aired, and we're going to be talking about, like, we had a camera going over here that could watch me handle the tarantulas and do stuff like that. And then she's going to intelligently talk and tell you the right information. And I'll talk about handling them and stuff I do to help get them in that zone for the shot, to get those shots. And we're gonna go around, talk tarantulas, talk different stuff about that, and kind of photography and working with them, and probably have some different people on.
That's
Hell,
awesome, man. So if people want to know more about the editing aspect or the photography aspect, they can always check out y'all's show. And you said you'll be talking about it. That's fucking awesome, dude.
Yeah.
Like I said, people don't really talk about that aspect, and that's, like I said, the most fucking important aspect of it. If you're trying to sell animals or market animals like you do in a positive light, it's all based on a video or a picture. You know what I mean?
Before we go, I want to throw something out there for all you morph market people. That's something we do need to say so they can start doing better. All right. So I want you to come here, Gingy.
listen, you guys, listen to him.
So notice how this light moves, right? Like she looks a little orange, she looks a little blown out all of a sudden. Then I bring her over here and it changes, right?
Yeah.
Now, what I want you to do is you take a photo in the noonday sun, right? Bright day out, blow the colors right out. And then that's going to be photo one. Photo two is going to be in a light box where you go and get some nice colors. You adjust it a little bit so that way it's not blown out, so it looks kind of what looks nice, right? And then you're going to go and take one and kind of like a little. You can do something like that or a little bit darker of an area, so that way they get a different contrast. So between the three, they can't say you're not giving them an accurate photo. You give them 3 photos, right? You can set up light boxes like that, one bright, one normalish, and then one dark. If you don't want to do it out, like if it's winter up here in Michigan, you can't walk outside with your snake and take a picture. But you can find that way, and the whole point is, like, give me one that's kind of blown out that washes the color out. Give me one in the light box that really shows off the color of an animal, right? Like this girl, you can't see in this light that she's got these pink sides, right there. She got these pink sides. And Mitzi, that photo should be coming to you Monday, hopefully, or Tuesday.
Real quick, shout out to all the vets, all the active duty and retired and past vets.
Yeah.
We love you guys, man. USA,
Hell
motherfucker.
Hell yeah. But yeah, so, and then get a dark photo that kind of darkens it so they can see all 3 contrasts, because guess what, folks? When you're buying off a morph market, when you buy an animal, it's going to look different in different light, in certain light, the white in my beard comes out and you'll see tons of it all over. Right now in the light I'm in, it makes it super orange red, which, doesn't normally look like.
Hey, it's still handsome though, you handsome ginger mother lover. I tell you what.
Go Ginger.
Ginger power, ginger power.
And FYI, this is Ginger right here.
Come on. See, look at that. Come on.
Is that's a boa, right? Is that one of them lipstick or whatever boas? What is that?
She's got she's a sun glow and a jungle, so she's a jungle, but she's got that calabino inside her too.
Let's see it real quick, bro. Real quick. We are a snake show. We'll show at least one snake tonight, people. There you go.
Yeah. Yep. This comes from JI Reptiles. Nice little small business. All the kids handle the snakes and stuff, so they get all taken care of when you get them. They're nice and desensitized. I like that. Bitey snakes aren't as fun.
I got an IMG Jungle Het Snowmaker, the dark. Ooh. I love the dark boas, with that black tongue. I bet they're cool to take a picture when they get their black tongue out with them black eyes and shit, man. It's so dope.
So she is actually not my favorite color of snake. I chose her because I just loved her personality.
There you go.
From the drop, even as a baby, she was super chill. She's not bitey. They handled her right. I'm just like, I loved her.
Well, maybe that's why I love the photographs so much as who I am, because I like the look of things. You know what I'm saying? Like, I could give 2 shits about his personality. It can be a fucking asshole as long as it looks fucking just, you know what I mean? Then I don't care. You can bite me every goddamn time. I'll reach my hand in there, but as long as you're a beautiful bastard, then I will love you forever. You know what I mean? Maybe that's why my choice in women are so shitty. I don't know.
Uh-oh.
But Justin, what you got to tell the people?
Well, I can normally tell everybody. Don't do crazy shit, you know what I'm saying?
There was a murder.
They're coming for you.
Oh, here we go.
Speed humps in the road. keep that head held high. Keep on going over them. Don't bring your head
Yeah.
down because they bring your head down, they drag you down.
My
So,
toxic trait is I find the critters that don't want to socialize with other people, and I want to be the friend. That's my
come
toxic
on.
trait. Like, we'll be
Well,
friends.
you seem like a very good
Like,
friend to
time.
have.
Except
I'm
for
sure
milk
they
snakes.
love you.
Except for milk snakes. Fuck you, milk snakes. Jerks.
You don't like milk snakes, huh?
You know, I love how they look, but they're like my bad luck one. Them and rosy boas. There hasn't
got
been a
your-
rosy boa yet that I have handled that hasn't bit me. Now it's funny
You're
because it doesn't
cursed.
hurt. It's derpy, but it's
You're
just.
cursed.
But I gotta say, milk snake got my wife over her fear of snakes, and now this is more her snake than it is mine. The milk
Hey.
snake, a little Honduran baby, bit her finger, and it was kind of like, oh, that's not so bad. You're a jerk. The next thing you know, she's got her own boa, and it turned into hers. So
the Honduran milk snake, that's all black one, isn't it?
no, they're like
the one
orange
that-
and orange reddish, and like got the like a grayish band to them. They're real pretty.
It's mistaken. You said you said milk snake, right?
Mhm.
Yeah, well, the
It's
Honduran
confused.
one,
It's confused with a coral snake a lot. The venomous.
yeah.
They kind of have the same colors but different
Yeah.
patterns in it or whatever.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, very beautiful animal, colubri. Yeah. But
Oh, yeah.
with that being said, man, you know, like I told Joe, fucking, you're awesome for coming, and we will have you back if you're willing, and
Oh,
we
yeah.
will get that going because I want to see some of your animals, man. And I'm kind of bummed out we didn't have enough time, but we will get there. But I think everybody enjoyed this, you know, like Mitzi said, really enjoyed it because the aspect of editing and stuff like that it's a big deal, like I said. And I want to thank everybody in the chat for coming out. Everybody that's on Instagram right now watching, remember, if you're not subscribed to 666 Serpents on YouTube, you need to do that. It helps me out a lot. And everybody watching, make sure you've already hit that like button or the dislike button. It don't matter, whatever, you know, but as long as you've hit the bell, you've done your job. I want to thank fucking Gaps Ecosys for all of my substrate and Dubby Energy for keeping me going without all them chest pains. And of course, Mark and the team at Vision, y'all kick ass. We love you. And that blood orange beer is really good. So if y'all ever see Goat Island Blood Orange, check it out. And with that being said, don't miss. Don't miss Sipping with Serpents episode 25 next Saturday. We're gonna have Only Balls out of Cali. He's G'd up, baby. Let me tell you something. That's a cool dude, man. Y'all don't want to miss that. So, like I said, the subscribe button is there for you and your enjoyment. Joe, Justin, I'll see y'all backstage later.